Hi, everybody. Welcome to first episode of Shelf Shuffle. I'm trying to think of weird names to keep it snappy. So this is going to kind of take the place of Whip Wednesday Live for the next little bit, simply because this is obviously a massive display, and it takes me about 6 weeks to fully redo it when I do every single shelf. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot. But I have a pretty cool setup. Check this out. I'll add these back in. So anyways, if you're here, please hit that like button and say hello in the chat so I can say hello to everybody. Who's here tonight? Quebec Diorama, hello there. Hey man, how are you? Thank you for being here as you always are. I appreciate it. Aaron542 says, sup, how's everyone doing? Nike Boy J, what up, man? Says, yo, Marcus Yee in the house. Heyo, how's it going, man? So that's the plan. So there's going to be a couple kind of disclaimers. I've never really, I can get pretty focused when I'm working on this thing, and obviously I'm going to be back there, not sitting in front of this computer. So, I'm probably going to miss quite a bit of stuff. What I'll do is I'll try to stop every little bit, come in and try to catch up with the chat and just say hi to everybody. But feel free to talk amongst yourselves and say what up. If you guys do have questions, just drop them in there and I will get to them. The other thing I got to warn everybody is a couple things. There will most likely be swearing. It's very, very regular for me to knock a bunch of shit down and then just get super pissed off and drop the hammer. So you've been warned. And probably some heavy breathing as well. I tend to notice that I get really focused on trying to get something perfect, and I just it's my out of shapeness just kicking in. So there's your warning. Okay, I don't really want to waste any time chatting. I don't really have much to chat about, so feel free to, like I said, drop a message, and I'm just going to get into it. I figured I would probably start with the phone camera here. So I just want to show you guys a quick setup of how I'm set up, and you guys can kind of see what's happening. Okay, so phone camera. So yeah, you guys are also going to have to watch my my ass and shit as I'm working, so sorry in advance. All right, so what do they do here? There we go. Hello. Let's see if I can flip this camera. Oh, that didn't work. Can I switch it? Let me see if I can switch it. Oh, that didn't work. I actually restarted my thing. Okay, it might only let me have a front camera, so it might be interesting to do this, but we're gonna try. Mute, settings, camera. Oh, I can do back camera. Cool. All right, hang on one second. I'm a pro. There we go. Okay, so this is my current setup. So as you guys can see here, this is my where I work. So it's tight, right? Like, it's not a big space. That's where I customize. That's where I do my work when I'm working from home. And the current setup right now is obviously messy. So I have down here, this is my bin of all my extra risers and stands and shit. I also have all my extra flight stand parts and stuff over here because I kind of sit here while I adjust the heights when I need to. I always have this table set up when I'm doing my shelves, so I basically put all the contents that are going onto the shelf I'm working on here. And then the display, right? So today I am moving. Oh, you guys have to watch me on the back. I can't take this camera off because if I do, my audio goes. So my Spider-Man shelf was up here, and now I'm moving it down to here, which is what we'll be working on. I also did let's see if I can do this. My Power Rangers shelf, I redid it finally, and I really like it. Looks good. Turned out pretty good. So I'll do some detailed pictures of those. I'm going to start posting pictures on Sundays again of my collection like I used to do. inspired by Dan Who. So yeah, so we'll be doing that. But first up is Spidey, and then what's going to go into that is going to be this X-Men shelf. But I'm going to be taking out the Marvel Now, X-Men, and expanding on the Age of Apocalypse stuff a bit more, so giving it some room to breathe. Anyway, I'm going to flip my camera around again. Front camera, there we go. I did that without even, oh right, I didn't even show you guys what I wanted to show you. Ugh, sorry. This is what I'm working with. Front camera, back camera. So this obviously is not set up like this all the time, but because my wife's not here, I can kind of put shit everywhere. So I have these two bins of stuff that need to go into my display. This is a mix of stuff that I've purchased over the last year and 2 shelves that I've emptied off. And then this is my box of stuff that I'm going to be selling. So this is kind of where I do my purging and everything, as well as I decide what's staying and what's going. So, oops. Camera. Front camera. All right, let's get started. I'll check the comments one more time and then we'll get going here. Plug that in so it doesn't die on me. All right, let's just see what's going on here. Ike Boy J says, so excited for this. Thanks, man. And Aaron says, nice camera setting. Thanks. I don't know anything about this stuff, so anything that happens here that's good is exclusively by coincidence. So yeah. Okay, let's see here. This one's that. There we go. Good. Okay. I'm going to move this chair out. I might end up sitting for some of this, but all right. All right. So I always start with the back first, and I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. Sometimes I just do minor changes, but I'm going to actually do kind of like a full change this time. So I decided I'm going to put, so what I usually do is I take all the stuff I'm going to work on this shelf, and I put it on, if there's an empty shelf available, which in this case there is, I'm going to put all of those pieces up here. So, and I'm going to start with kind of a more like modern section of the shelf. So I'm going to do my Superior Foes of Spider-Man. I'm going to do Armadillo. I'm going to do Superior Octopus. And then I'll kind of go from there. So I'm going to keep them all kind of more at the back. Last time they were up front and center, so I'm going to try to change it up so it's just a bit different. Last time I had all my gangsters kind of at the back, so like Kingpin and Hammerhead and Tombstone and all them. Okay, so I'm going to start with Armadillo, just because. So when I'm doing my posing on some of my shelves, I always try to maximize every little drop of space that I have. So, you know, a guy like this, I can get him closer to the back if I push his arms out and tuck them in if I have to, especially because there's a good chance that right there, I guess I can't really see if you guys can see this. Let's see. There we go. Oops. Yeah, because there's going to be something kind of blocking right there, right? So I try not to worry too much. I kind of get the focal point being like the one arm or whatever his action he's doing, and then I don't worry about it. Because there's a good chance that, like, you know, Beetle's going to probably come in right there and kind of cover some of that up, and I'll put something there too. So yeah. Another thing we're going to probably do after this is we're probably going to work on like the more classic, like Sinister Six characters. Doc Ock in particular is one who I try to place on my Spidey shelf as early as possible. because his arms are huge and they take up a shit ton of real estate space. So yeah, I try to put him in first and then work the display around him if I can. I have a bunch of these Obitsu flight stands, which I love. I do find with age they tend to get a bit brittle though. Like I've had some of these things for like 6 years, and I do like that just happened. That broke. So yeah. So I have so many of them though that I just like I'll replace them as I need to. I'll just take another one for now, and then when I need to build one, I will. So every time I do this, I don't always change every single pose. Especially if I get a pose that I really like for a character. I think I might actually sit with these back rows just because it's more comfortable. What do you guys say? Anything? Oh, nice. Quebec Dio says he's working on his shelf as well. And Aaron says those Doc Ock arms are frustrating to work with. Yeah, I actually switched my Doc Ock arms out for Toy Biz ones. So they're bendy, which is good. So yeah. But because they're bendy, it works in my favor, right? So I'm able to kind of do more. All right. So I have to be mindful with Beetle. I don't want her wings to take up too much space. So I have to, again, everything I do in here has to be to maximize my space. I can't do anything that's going to really jeopardize a ton of space. I think she could go up more. So this is where I use all my little risers and stuff. That's where these come into play. And again, for me, risers can be anything, guys. They could be, this is from an iPod pair of headphones. So I just like take it apart and I get two risers. One's white, but works on my white shelves, which in this case is this one. I mean, even if it wasn't a white shelf, I wouldn't care. You won't notice it because it's at the very back. All right. There we go. So now I've got her head all the way up to the top of the shelf. I'm not wasting any space. And I will put another one of her Superior Foes members with her. Boomerang, maybe. And again, I'm trying to capitalize on space as much as I can here. So I end up using a lot of flight stands, even when they're not something that would like technically need a flight stand, just so that way I can put stuff in the sky and not have to worry about it like taking up space with a riser or something, you know? That. Perfect. And most likely, oh, perfect. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can get that. Her over. So as you can see, this is probably why it takes so long to do a single shelf. So one shelf for me can take me up to 8 hours. It just depends on how much going back and forth I like do on it. So Power Rangers one I just showed you earlier, that one took me 3 hours the first night and 3 hours yesterday night. So yeah, about 6 hours to do. It's pretty long. Oh, look at that. Tucking that behind Armadillo's shoulder actually works better. All right. Cool. Boomerangs. The only thing that sucks about having Speed Demon up here is I won't really be able to display him in his power. His running. Maybe I can, because I could just use this. What's it called? I like to put him in his running pose. I like to be able to display them more than just kind of standing there. You know, I like to. This is really the only time I get to like play with my figures, so I usually enjoy it myself when I do this. That would be cool if I could do something like that. It's fun when they're not always facing the same too. If you can get something that looks a bit more dynamic without like really having to, you know, just basically posing them at a different angle. I wonder if I could use it. I probably could. Let's just see how that looks. Too low. Get a bit higher. Let's see what else I got. And then I'll put this is a custom Overdrive. He's the last member of the Superior 6 that needs to be made. He is made. He's actually a little mix of stuff. He's like Bucky Cap legs and movie Electro knees and boots, and then a Ghost Rider torso. Ghost Rider? Is the torso Ghost Rider or just the shoulders? I think the torso is. And Nick Fury arms. And then I'll put Shocker kind of in the middle there. Him. Yeah, that'll work good. I usually like Shocker to be near Rhino. It's just this weird thing I have. Since I was a kid, I've always liked those two as a team. Yeah. What do we got? Nike Boy says watching a master at work. Yeah, it takes a long time. Marcus E says we need more Squadron Sinister Supreme characters. Only got Hyperion, Nighthawk, and Speed Demon. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm not super familiar with that group. I think I've seen pictures of them all like in teams. They're one of the teams that kind of like changes quite a bit, right? Their roster kind of fluctuates. Aaron says, how did you put Marvel Select Lizard head on the Marvel Legends body? It was so easy, dude. I just heated it up with a hairdryer, pulled the head off, and put it on the Marvel Legends one. It doesn't fit like super, super tight, but it's enough that it stays. So like you don't have to like put any putty on it or anything like that. Like it sticks. Okay. Is this higher than this? It is. Good. That's perfect. Thank you. Perfect. Does it make more sense to be that way or the other way? I feel like the other way. I got these cool power effects from Can of Beans. Pretty cool. Let's see if I can have the chat on my phone here. Oh, not without seeing the pictures. Okay. I'm going to get Speed Demon placed first. And then I'll do the rest. And have him kind of looking over and giving a little smirk. I might not big enough. Gap. Okay, that works. And then I'll actually put it, if I can get it to balance nicely, I'll balance it on the stand itself. I can't remember where I got these last flight stands from. They're really flimsy. I can't say I care for them too much. I guess I shouldn't say who I got them from because I don't want to shit on their business, but I got flight stands from Mario from 796 Studios a long time ago, and I think I just got spoiled by them. I've never found ones that were better. They're the wire ones. I usually use these plastic ones. I like the plastic ones better, generally speaking, but so a lot of people also ask how I get things to not fall over, and the trick is to actually kind of just like connect them to other figures. So in this circumstance, oh, see, she just moved, so he moved. So I need to make sure that they're kind of secure, but her staying in place will help him stay in place. Oh, I see what I can do. It's unlevel because the little white base that I've used underneath her flight stand is sitting on another flight stand, so that should solve the problem. Cool. And then I'll do him here and him here, and then I got the whole team kind of all set there, which is cool. Okay. If I can get away from not using a flight stand for overdrive, that would be great. And again, the nice thing about this is he's kind of leaning against this other big guy, so he'll hold him in place to a certain degree anyway. And then what I'll do is whatever I put here, I'll try to find something that can kind of hide this little gap, because there's going to be a gap there and it's going to drive me crazy if I don't do that. So if you guys never read this story, I strongly recommend it. It's very fucking funny. It's short too. I think it only lasted 6 episodes or 6 issues, I think. It wasn't long. But man, was it funny. Superior Foes of Spider-Man. Kind of had like a Sims vibe to it almost. It's weird. It was great. No, not big enough. Do I have one of these? I sure do, but that's too high. Just see. I put this here. Yes. All right. Where's my broken one? I have to have a broken one here. So I have a lot of them that are, like I said, I have so many of these, so they're old. Should work perfectly, actually. So sometimes when the tip breaks off the end, these flight stands not only come with like an adjustable clip that goes on the end, but it also comes with these ones that have like this little attachment that you can put on the actual post and like slide it wherever you want it. That's why I like them, is they give you enough stuff that you only have one base, but once you like break a couple of things, if you have them for a long amount of time, like I do, I use the ones that the tips break off for these sliding pieces, and then yeah, it works good. Like after you have a good amount of them, it's pretty easy to build up a nice little selection of options as extras with your extra pieces. So yeah, so that's how I'm gonna do that. I don't know. Are these views working for you guys? Like, is this? I don't really care for that too. She's too far back. I like that. It's too. It's not what I'm looking for. What if I do something like this? Oh, that might be more something I'm looking for. Huh. I think I like that better. But it's still. Still might be able to hide. The problem is I don't want this pole to be super visible. There we go. Tuck it under Boomerang's arm. So you can't really see it. Oh yeah, that'll look good. That should look pretty good. Okay. I wish I could. I wonder if I could attach a speed effect to this. I should check the comments in a minute here. I guess you probably won't really see it, so it probably doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm not going to. I have this cool speed effect, which I like, but it's only really useful if the figure that's running is in the front. So yeah, so that's not a bad little setup. That's kind of like a more modern. And then I'll put this stupid, I fucking hate this figure. I'm almost ready to get rid of it and just use it for fodder. I only have attachment to it because it's kind of a continuation of the Superior Spider-Man story, which I like. But yeah, it's a pretty lame figure, this Superior Octopus. If you haven't read Superior Spider-Man, I'm a big fan. Big fan. Let's check the comments again. Get a drink of tea here. Marcus Yu says, yeah, the roster changes, but for the most part, they're the same. Dr. Spectrum can be an easy one to make. I'm not familiar with him. I don't think. Most of my love for comics was X-Men related, but Spider-Man's a big one too. But like Avengers and stuff, I never really did Avengers comics. I didn't get into Avengers until like the movies, really. Like I knew who they were, but just not a lot of attachment. Aaron542 says I stopped buying Marvel Legends because of the prices. Because the prices are ridiculous and they're more addicted to McFarlane toys, multiverse figures. Nice. Yeah, I think for the price, the McFarlane stuff it's hard to beat, but some of those engineering choices are fucking weird. I don't get it, but I think that's. I mean, there's a lot of people that love them, so I guess you can't really argue the fact. Because for everyone who's ready to shit on McFarlane, there's someone there to defend him. So yeah. All right, this guy here is just gonna go probably back here just to get him out of my hair. And then I'll have to figure out what's next. So who's going to go in front of these guys? Should I do kind of more 90s villains? I have kind of like a little Maximum Carnage spot that I like to set up. And again, when I switch stuff, I try to change them at their location. So on my last setup, my Maximum Carnage setup was here. And my classic Sinister Six was here. These guys were in the middle, in the front. So I'm probably going to do classic Sinister Six on this side, Maximum Carnage stuff on this side, bleeding into like a 90s kind of stuff in the middle. I think is kind of my plan. I want to see if I can find, what am I going to put in the back here? I think I'm going to put, last time I had Toxin in the back. I think I'm gonna put Kingpin and stuff maybe more in the middle here. I try to. I think I'm gonna leave that alone for now and work on this side because I need to get Doc Ock in here, and since Doc Ock's gonna go over here, I know that the Superior Spider is gonna go somewhere here. But what I'm thinking is I'll have something that kind of bleeds into this space, and then I'll put Doc Ock, Superior Octopus here probably. His arms just make it a little bit difficult, but those fucking arms, fucking hate them. So yeah, so I'll probably have something to kind of fill in the gap here. But until I get to that point, I'm not going to set them up. I'm just going to leave them chilling. Oh, now. Okay. So who are we going to put in the back? I think back here we're going to offset Lady Beetle with Male Beetle. And probably have him somewhere here. I kind of would like to not put him on an angle because maybe I'll have him like kind of like shooting up. I like him kind of being with the classic villains because he is a classic villain. I mean, he's been a villain for a long time, but I have these pieces from those like repulsor blast effects on his wrists. So maybe I'll have him kind of like shooting out a bit, maybe. Oh, I have to take these out because there's stick tack in the holes here. I put stick tack in them to get the wings to stay where I wanted them to. I need to get a better tool to take those out. Quebec Diorama says they can't stand. I'm assuming he's talking about McFarlane. Yeah, that is a problem for sure. They also come with like weird. It's like weird. Not that Marvel Legends doesn't have weird things too, but McFarlane does have weird stuff. Like, doesn't Superman have like a trigger finger? Like, what the fuck's that all about? And no extra parts and stuff. Not that Marvel Legends deserves praise for giving us extras, because we don't often get a lot of extras, but also, how do these new Obi-Wan Kenobi figures that have all these accessories not classify as deluxe figures when fucking Cobb Vanth is a deluxe figure? I don't get that in any capacity. How's that work? It's like I see this Obi-Wan, he's got this like giant ass backpack and like his lightsaber and a blaster, and I'm just like, Cobb Vanth has a helmet and a gun. Like, what the fuck is going on? Okay. See, his wings keep going down, so maybe I don't have him flying. Maybe I have him. I mean, I guess I could just glue his wings. But I use hot glue when I do gluing stuff because I can undo it. I don't want to give up a lot of space for him, that's all. In the back, hanging out on the wall like a bug. Something like that, you know? God damn it. One hand keeps popping out. There we go. So yeah, I'm probably gonna glue his wings up just so I can keep them where they need to be. Let's get that glue gun plugged in so I can take care of that. What do I need? Glue gun. All right. So we're going to plug this glue gun in. We'll find something else for the corner. Putting Beetle in the corner won't work because his wings will lose a lot of space. It used to be about trying to balance all the extra space, but nowadays it's just making it all fit. That Power Rangers one's a great example of that. I ended up having to put 7 putty patrollers into storage. What a fucking bummer. For now, until I hopefully figure out another way to expand. Okay. That looks really good. I like how that looks. I feel like Shocker could maybe be a little bit higher. So this is what happens, guys, by the way. This is why it takes me as long as it takes me. Because I see something and I say, oh, I could probably make this or do this, and this could be better this way. And then I do it, and then I knock everything over. And it was just for one little thing that probably nobody else would notice but me. There we go. It is a better height, for sure. Cool. I love that group. They're funny. I feel like he's going to need to go up a bit more, too, though. How about that? Nope. How about not that? No, 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 no. No. Understandable why it's not working. Thing is we could get to a point where it does work because it's held up by something next to it. But at this point in time, I don't know what that's going to be. So no, it's not going to work. Stay. Come on, why are you being so difficult? There we go. That's a good one. Oh, it's not. Okay. Oh. See, guys, this is why it takes so long, because I do it and then I'm like, oh, let's fucking toy with it, and now I'm gonna do something that's totally changing stuff up, and I'm gonna regret it. But the problem is once I see those little gaps and things where I'm like, that could be tighter, I can never unsee it. They're forever there. Like, so what I'm looking at right now is I see this gap right here, and I'm like, that's a pretty big pocket that's like kind of empty. But if he moves up just a hair, alternatively, if I could do this, might actually be a better solution. Man, I love these effects. I'm bummed that they aren't going to fit on, what's his name? The new shocker, the retro shocker. Cool. The other thing I have to remember is, for the sake of photographing them, I probably have to keep a little bit of distance between Shocker and the other guys, because his shock effects will probably totally block out the other two if I keep them too tight. So maybe a little bit of space is not a bad thing. But that works better because it fills up that gap a little bit. And then this over just a slight little bit and push her more into the corner, so that way I can fill in the gap behind him. There we go. Okay, back on track. And then this guy I still would love to be able to maybe that's the way to go. I wonder if that's tall enough. Jesus Christ. All right. Trying to work stands into stands. And it's still just too far away. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to make this work, even though I don't think I can. What else do I got? I got taller ones of those. I should. Those are tinies. Tiny. That one's way too big. Unfortunately, most of those flight stands are in my case, so don't have much to do. Aaron 542 is still questioning why Hasbro didn't give us Ula in the HasLab. Like, I don't need another Luke figure. I know. I don't want to say I feel bad for them. They need to learn what their audience wants, but man, I semi feel bad because I see how badly the that new lightsaber is performing, and I'm just like, God, do you guys not listen to anything? Like, do you guys not see that this is not what your fan base wants? Like, no one is asking for any of this. Yeah, Hasbro Black Series team is terrible. Sorry, hate to say it. Mickey Boy J says those DC figures are like posing rocks. Marvel Legends on top, baby. Yeah, it's hard to compete with the Legends in terms of how they can pose. They really can hit most of the stuff you want. Aaron says, do you guys have a Marvel villain you think is overrated? My soul be Hammerhead. I think he maybe said mine is Hammerhead. I just never connected to the character. Is Hammerhead overrated? I mean, I don't hear a lot about him. Overrated Marvel villain. What do you guys think? Overrated Marvel villain. I don't know. I'm just even looking at my Spidey characters, but most of them are hyped for good reasons. I don't know. Sound off in the comments, guys. Oh, there we go. Okay, back to trying to make this work. Welcome to Swearing with Matt. There you go. Ooh, I like that better. Instead of the leg being out, it's kind of like in more. It's a nice touch. Oh, unfortunately, doing this made it more difficult to. There we go. It's too bad I can't get this to work. Let's move Shocker's arms down a bit, just so that way it's not so blocking the upsides. Above him, upsides. Okay, that's better. And then, oh, that might work. His foot is hooking onto the back flight stand. Oh yeah, I like that. I have to watch the Fallen Fets show after this. He had Paul Lee on tonight. I want to watch it. I meant to watch it earlier, but I was tired. I fell asleep. Okay, good. So back to where I was 25 minutes ago. Let's see how that glue gun is working for me. Oh no, poor Hobgoblin. Quebec Diorama says Hobgoblin is his Marvel villain that he thinks is overrated. Aaron clearly agrees. I think for me, the reason why I love Hobgoblin is because he was the Goblin of the 90s animated series. Like, I know we eventually got Green Goblin, but it took a while. All right, so. Oh. I plugged it in, but I turned it off last time. God damn it. I've been doing this for an hour and I've set up 7 figures. This is why it takes me so long. Thanks, buddy. All right. Maybe I'll put the all the symbiotes on the back corner here, like Scream and Phage and Toxin. I wasn't really doing symbiotes for the longest time, and then Toxin came out, and I thought he looked really cool. And then I got Phage because I wanted the Kingpin, I think it was Kingpin, whoever it was, to build a figure for that wave. And then on this guy, I also painted his tongue and the little teeth on all his little chomper bits. So this is a perfect character to have in the back because he takes up a lot of space, and he's still visually pretty striking. So having him in the back is not a big deal because he can fill out this corner pretty nicely and give me a good base in the back here. Look at that. It'll look perfect. I don't really lose much space. So now I just gotta find the right, this looks good. Oh, that's perfect. And again, he goes right to the fucking top, which is great. Nice. And then I'll put Phage here. And then my Scream is a custom. And again, I'm not going to really change this pose. I kind of like this blade kind of showing off the blade thing that he's got going on here. So I'll probably put him here. And then put Scream. I think I will change Screams. Maybe I'll put Scream on the side here. And then switch to her more open claw. This Scream is a custom that my buddy TXT Customs did for me a long time ago. The only thing that I took off was the head that he made for her back in the day. This is, like I said, long before the actual one came out. The head he made for her, it was using this like clayish putty, and it was like super heavy. So when the actual figure came out, I bought her for her Build-A-Figure piece anyway. I just took the head off of it and put it on here because it can hold. It's not as heavy as the one that my buddy made for me, so cool. So I'll put Shriek there, or Scream there. Look at that. It's like that flight stand was just sitting there waiting for her. Maybe. Let's try that again. This was one of the first swap figures I ever got. When I started doing swaps with my friends, it was me and Seth, New Collector, and TXT Customs. That was the first one, as we all did one for each other. I can't remember what Seth made for him, but yeah, we started it as kind of like a three-way swap where we all made something for one another. It wasn't like one got one person and one got the other. We were originally going to do it that way, and then we were like, let's just each do one for each other, so we all get something from one another. There we go. Cool. That looks pretty good. She could probably even come down a little bit and tuck in a bit more. Good. And then Phage. I could probably just tack him on right there even. I'm gonna do that. Let's see if I can do that. This is another cool thing I like about these Obitsu stands. Is I can take an extra one with a clip let's make her go down a little bit more and him go up. So this is often a lot of times about balance and finding the perfect balance one of the best selling features of the stand is it allows you a lot more flexibility in what you can do. Something like that instead. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that looks great. He's a little crooked and lopsided. I don't know if that'll bug me. I guess we'll find out in a few minutes here as I continue to work. My guess is it will. But I might be able to just redistribute his weight a little bit and get him to sit how I need him to sit. That actually works pretty good. Nice. And almost nice. Nice enough that I can probably get it to work once I put something next to it. So there you go. Symbiotes are good. I got 2 corners built. Let's continue. Aaron says, do you guys like the Morbius film? I thought it was okay. I strongly disliked the Morbius film. But yeah, it was really bad. I thought it was really bad. But actually, I was going to defend it and say I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that do like it. I mean, I'm sure there is people that do like it, but I feel like it is almost universally disliked. All right, I'm just putting some glue onto these wings here to get them into place. And like I said, the good thing about hot glue is it's easy to get it out if you need to. A little bit of heat, you can usually get it to come right off. And I'm not putting a lot, I'm just putting enough to hold it in place. There we go. And we're going to let that sit for a few minutes. Just let that chill. So I finished this mandarin the other day. I'm pretty damn happy with it. Not bad. He's going to hang out here for another couple weeks until I get back from vacation. So yeah, so just so you guys know, next week I won't be having a show for sure. I'll be in... Actually, I'll just be coming home from Atlanta. I'm going to Atlanta for the next couple of days, so I leave tomorrow. But yeah, so next Wednesday, no show. The week after, we'll have a show. It'll probably be this again. So yeah. And next, we'll probably be doing... Actually, if I'm home for a few days by that point, I'll still be working. I'll realistically be working on my original trilogy's Star Wars shelf next. Is that the next one, I think? Let me look. Miscellaneous X-Men, then Star Wars original trilogy. So yeah, I'll be working on one of those 2 shelves. So, all right, back at her. I'm gonna try to put him in the back. Okay. He's got like his stingers there. Cool. That looks mostly good. let's put him in the sky, and then I'll work the next one around him. Unfortunately, I broke a bunch of my the longest peg that comes with these flight stands. The longest stem. There's 3 different stem sizes, and a lot of my longer stems have broken over the ages, so I don't have the height that I used to have on some of these guys. Oh, look at that. It's almost perfectly. This helmet does get a little bit squished, but it's okay. Let's see if I can get, there we go. Push the stand to the side, and I can push him back an extra like half an inch. It's good. So I'm gonna figure out what to put in this last gap here, and then I'm going to start working on Doc Ock and the likes. I wonder if I separate some of the gangsters. I usually have the gangsters together, but it's so boring when you just have like, 4 dudes in a suit. I guess I could do Leapfrog here in the back. I know this is technically Frogman, but Leapfrog wore the same thing and was a villain, so. And that pose actually works great too. Tighten the hand on the back, it fills in the whole gap, and then I can do Beetle over, and that fills in that too. Fuck yeah. Do I have a large? Oh, nice. That's gonna work, I think. I need a large clip though. The largest clips that you get, they also come in 3 sizes, these stands. The largest clips are the ones I use the least, because they're really just for specific builds. The middle one you can use for like most Bucky Cap sized figures and like Hyperion figures, but something like Leapfrog here is a little bigger. There we go. And again, using the other people in the display to help hold him in place is helpful. Oh man, that's almost perfect. And then I'll just move Mr. Beetle over and fill in that gap. Come on. There we go. Oh. Okay. Let's see here what's up. Cool. This looks mostly good. That goes there. Beautiful. I could probably put him just a hair closer to Toxin. And then he'll hold Phage in place. And this can go over here. So it looks like Beetle is the one that needed to be elevated a little bit, not Frogman. All right, got that. Got that. Nice. Cool. I dig that. I dig it. All right. Let's try to figure out where Doc Ock's going. Quebec Diorama says, what are these stands? So these are, let's put Doc Ock in here real quick. Or whatever. You chill there, Mr. Octopus. So these stands are Obitsu flight stands. It's been a minute since I bought them, but I buy them on Amazon. I usually buy them in packs of 10 when I can find them. Ooh, I'm getting a nice breeze from outside. Yeah, they're awesome. They're really good quality flight. I mean, they're still cheap, flimsy plastic. They are. Like you can't deny that. That's not what they are. They are. But for the price, I feel like they're one of the best. They are. The best price I've ever paid was $5 Canadian a pop. On Obitsu, on eBay, I look up Obitsu stand or flight stand. I actually found some on Amazon really cheap, Amazon.ca last time. So, and that's Obitsu. Yeah, I recommend them. They're good. Again, it's all about balance and trying to find what works and balances nicely. But yeah, they're good. They're useful. All right. So next up is Mr. Ock, and he needs a little dust because I never dusted him when I pulled him down here. So to dust, I just use Swiffer cloths. It works pretty good. Kind of catches most of the dust. And like I said, with this guy, the reason I put him in is because his arms tend to take up a lot of space. So trying to fit those in is the tricky part, is where I tend to hit a little bit of a snag. It's not that I can't fit them in, but it's just trying to utilize the space around them without having too many gaps is actually the hard part. So. And what I usually do is, even though he's short, I usually put him on a riser to get him off the ground so I can make his tentacles look like they're a little bit crazier than they are. And set this. Let's see here. Oh, lost a claw. Okay. Let's see here. I want him to kind of be like leaning forward, kind of more almost crouching. And then this front one can kind of, I think I do have, I have a knockoff Mafex Spider-Man, and I believe he comes with a, doesn't he? Or does he? Maybe he doesn't. Oh, I thought he did. Doesn't someone come? Oh, he does. Come with a Spider-Man mask. How cool would it be to have Doc Ock holding like a Spider-Man mask? Which he does. It's pretty cool. For anybody who's just jumping in here, say hello in the chat so I know you're here. I can say hello. I'm gonna make him hold this Spider-Man mask in front of him to make it like. I definitely appreciate the bendy claws. All right. And then these ones I'll probably end up having to do them more later, because I'll have to wait until I fill in what's going here before I can really do much with them. Man, these tentacles are just so much more dynamic than what we got. Those fucking ones that we got were such dog shit. And then they re-released him in the 2-pack with Silk, and they didn't fix it. What are you guys doing? Fix that shit. Maybe I'll put one of these ones on. Yeah, I want one of them to be holding the mask. Maybe it's this one. Probably gonna have to glue it onto one of the tentacles. Oh, that's gonna look sick as hell. Okay, so now the question is, do I glue it before I get too crazy with where I'm putting it? I'm gonna try to, I think. I believe this is what I used for him in my last display as well. There it is. Did I put... Where did I put that? So yeah, see what's gonna happen here, if you guys can see from this side, is his tentacles are gonna block these guys, which I don't want. Right? This is why he's the tricky one of the bunch. I do like this position for him because I can put Green Goblin back here, but these upper claws are gonna have to move to something different. forward, maybe. That might work. Oh, that would work. Dock off, you fancy bitch. Let's see, what can I do to raise that up a little bit? Maybe this. I can get a little higher up, which would help. That looks better. Ideally, I would love these to be more up in the air than slouchy and down. And then these ones can just curl around, so I don't have to have them going so wild. They can be a bit more tame, but still look very dynamic. So I think that's the right way I'm gonna go. And then we'll just see what else fills out here. But that uses that space there nicely. And I can put something else there. This will probably end up going here. That would be cool. Okay. Probably put Puma up top here. I always have Puma up at the top because you can tuck into a space really easily, and that looks like a good spot for him to be. Actually, no, it'd be too low. He needs his own stand. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Cool. I need to get him off the ground just a bit more. Cool. Nice. There we go. Guys, I'm going to have to stop in a minute here and check into my flight. So Marcus Yee says, I really want to get that silk figure. It looks like an upgrade from the last two. Yeah, I agree. I still have the first one. I still have the first one that we got from the Space Venom wave, I think it was. I just prefer the gray versus the white. The white's bright. I like the white, don't get me wrong, but the gray I think I still prefer. Which is too bad because those new heads on Silk look fucking beautiful. And if Doc Ock would have come with proper bendy tentacles, there's a really good chance I would have bitten on that. But I can't justify it at the price for two things I don't really need. So... and to me, Snob says, if you were to do weathering, do you try to mimic a certain condition like blaster fire or speed lines or just aging, or do you do artistic expression? It depends what I'm doing, really. Like if I'm doing something realistic, I usually do like heavy washes, slight dry brushings. But I don't do a lot of like battle damage, like blaster fire or anything like that. The closest thing I did on any of that stuff was that Halo figure I just recently did. On the armor, I got to do some nice weathering between washes and dry brushes, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah. So guys, you just bear with me for a second. I can try to talk while I do this, but I need to check into my flight. Dog. Let's check that shit in. Hopefully I don't have to pay for stuff. Let's get you checked in. Check in now. Sorry, I didn't want to have to do this live, but it's my option. I'm going to Georgia. Requirement for proof of negative recovery from COVID. I don't think I can check in yet because I have to do my COVID test first. Self-attest. Requirement for proof of negative COVID test result. Negative document of recovery from COVID. Interesting. So I don't think I can continue right now. I don't think I can check in right now. I think I have to wait. Oh well. Oh, my in-law sent a picture of my dog. I don't know if you guys can see that, but look how cute he is. What a cutie. Oh, my boy. Okay, enough of me checking in and failing. Let's get down to brass tacks. Okay, so this is starting to become a shelf. I like it. I'm gonna have to put some goblins in here pretty soon because I don't like putting them all together. And I have 3 of them, so I think I'll do green right here. And this is another pose that I was able to get that works pretty good. So I think I'm going to leave this pose as is. There we go. And then maybe I can tip this to be more like that. To kind of be showing the mask, because that's where I'm going to have the mask showing. So this guy might even be able to just stick on a couple little baby risers, which would be awesome. I don't really get the chance to do that with Norman very often. He usually needs to be pretty high in the sky. Mr. Normie boy. So here's another cool little thing that I use. I go to the dollar store. I don't know if you guys will have them in the States, but here in Canada, we have these Tupperwares, and they lock together, so you can do 2, 3. They come in 2 or 3 in a pack for $1.25. I use these a lot for risers because they're great. That one's too high though. So the other alternative I have is I also buy these little paint pots from the dollar store. 2 different sizes. So I will put one on there. Is that better? No, this is not better. This is the best way for that. There we go. Look at that. That being said, I don't trust that all that much. So let's stick me baby. Very good. Ooh, we lost the pumpkin bomb. I feel like that's going to be, I think I'm going to need a little bit of sticky tack for that too. I really hope we get some MCU Spidey Goblin and some of those villains from No Way Home. I'm gonna have to fit Vulture in here somewhere too. I wanted to hang him from the sky again, but I did that on my last shelf and I liked it. Nope, gonna need a better solution than that. I'm gonna try to get this mask in place here. Cool. Very cool. So you can see He's got a little Spider-Man mask in his arms. That's fun, right? I dig it. All right, let's try this again. I really do like Gabi being right there. And even though Hobgoblin is my favorite goblin, even though you guys all say he's overrated, but I agree. Move this guy over a bit more. Maybe get that in there. Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice. Oh, what's going on there? Okay, that's good. What if I do this? There we go. Fill in that gap. Fill in that gap. I don't like gaps. That would be better. Maybe now that I've adjusted this will work better. And it kind of does. I don't want it to fall though. I think that's pretty good. It is a little gappy around him, but I have to understand that that's probably inevitable. Just due to the design of the character, I'm not going to really be able to do much better than that, I don't think. Like, I guess he could go up a little bit more, but then that would block. Let me play with that and see. Let's see what I can do here. Let's take him down for just a quick minute. Okay, that works. What did I just drop? Ah, one of Beetle's hands. What a pain in the ass. It's those stupid peg holes with the effects pieces on them. They don't stay in all the way. good enough. It's not perfectly on there, but there we go. I like that. And the tentacle stays out of the way too. So that is great. Perfect. Okay. That's probably the best integration of Doc Ock I've ever had, I think. It's looking good. Okay, so up front here, I want to keep it mostly classic. So stereo, electro, Craven, Sandman, and since my plan is to split up some of the gangster looking guys, maybe I will put Hammerhead up front as well. Maybe I'll put him down in the corner here since he's kind of a classic Spider-Man baddie. This retro Hammerhead's a lot of fun. I like him a lot. I love his brass knuckles hands. I do wish his arm had like a swivel, an up and down hinge, his hand, rather than an in and out hinge. But, oh well. Nice. My issue with the Sinister Six is that they all wear the same colors, so it's hard to get like something that really looks super different compared to everything else. Oh, that's gonna work perfectly. I usually really struggle to place Mysterio as well. His cape is just stiff, right? So and a lot of people are like, just get a soft goods cape. I was like, yeah, I love the idea of doing that, but it like doubles the price of the figure. And I don't always love soft goods. I don't think they always look great. It's one of those things that can be good or bad. Oh, that looks great. And it fills a huge gap that was going to probably be very challenging to fill. You guys see that? Yeah, you can see that. You guys still chatting away over here? Nope, nothing yet. I have to find a place for Vulture as well. I originally had Vulture in the sky, but I don't think that's going to work here because I think if I put him here, it'll block a bunch. So maybe this time I have him on the ground. Let's just see what happens here. I do wish Vulture would have got a new sculpt with lines throughout the whole body. I understand that there's not a lot of reuse potential in that, but oh, that's going to be trouble. guess the only good thing about not having him in the sky is he usually he's not really super noticeable when he's in the sky. Just because he's kind of out of sight. It's going to be a challenge. This is taking up a ton of room. I wonder if I just take that out. Because you can't see the back anyway. Oh, I almost wonder if I just take that whole other wing off. That's not bad. But I might be able to do something like that and then put something there. I think that would look better. Sandman? Nope. Sandman could go there probably. Oh, maybe Electro. I just don't want him to take off. I don't want him to cut off the people behind him. Oh, that works good. The thing is with this Spider-Man display is I've gotten it to the point where like most of the poses I have are like tried and true. There's stuff that I like how it looks and don't really want to change how it looks. There we go. Cool, that looks good. And where is... Did Sandman come with sand feet? Maybe he didn't. No, I don't think he did. What's going on here? Oops, knocking over shit. Aaron says, do you guys have a less known comic book character? I'm assuming he means a favorite less known comic book character. And he said, mine would be Marv from Sin City. Amazing comic book. I love it. I always really liked, like again, going back to what I said earlier about always liking Rhino and Shocker together, even though in the comics I don't think they were ever really a thing. But yeah, it's like Pyro and Avalanche for me. I love Pyro and Avalanche, even though to me they're kind of like C-list kind of characters. But I love them. I also like, I guess, well, no, Kitty's not really maybe at one point she would have been considered a minor character, but Marv from Sin City. I've never actually read Sin City. I like the movie though, but can this work? There we go. Sandy Man. Aaron says, I love Marvel Select Sandman. I love the interchangeable lower torso. Yeah, it is really nice. I agree. And size-wise, he looks pretty good too. I just don't love the aesthetic of Marvel Select, that's all. Let's just shut this to see how that works. So I don't think I've alluded to it tonight, but I know I have in the past. One time I worked on a shelf for like a long time, like all night. And right when I shut it, it was a Star Wars shelf. The lightsaber in the front hit the door and knocked everything over. Right as after, I literally had just worked on it for like 6 hours. Fucking serious. Wonder if Sandman would just look better standing. actually realized that this Sandman has pinless joints. That's pretty cool. Oh, they don't even have hinges. That's too bad. Okay. So I did decide that I'm going to sell my Build-A-Figure Sandman because I don't like it. I don't like this one either, really. It's okay, but I dislike the Build-A-Figure one significantly more. And I can actually probably get some money for that one, so I'm going to sell it. Oh, that looks perfect. If I can make that work, then that would be perfect. Look at that. Cool. Ooh. Went for a ride. Okay, there we go. Nice. Okay, cool. That works good. And now I just need to get Craven in there. And my Sinister 6 is finito. This Craven's been in the same pose for like 3 shelf resets, I think. So time to change him up. Let's get this stick tack out of his hand. His spear tends to slide around when I had it defying gravity, so I had to put stick tack in his hand. Oops. I think the shelves I'm looking forward to doing the most are, I was most excited to do Power Rangers, which I started with, which was challenging, but lots of fun. Oh, that'll work good. I need to reshape that leg. So here's another trick for you guys. I'm gonna have to get loud in here, but if you ever have a figure whose legs are warped, so you can see his legs are kind of warped, you can see they're kind of like pushing towards the opposite direction. They're like bowed. If you apply a little bit of heat, kind of reshape them, let them cool down, they'll go back to normal. So I'm gonna have to get loud for a second here and plug this hairdryer in so I can do that. I tried to get them all before the show, but I guess I didn't. I missed him. So yeah, so I just heat it up to the point where it's very gummy. And I'm just gonna get it back kind of into its normal position. And by that, I'm just kind of like bending it to fit how I need it to. And then once it dries or cools, not dries, it will hold its shape until it warps again, which it will do, I'm sure. Nice. All right, cool. So we're going to leave that sit for a few minutes and resume. Marcus E has answered Aaron's question of do you have a lesser known comic book character that you enjoy? And Marcus E said maybe Ty Pham from Green Lantern Legacy. I'm not sure who that is. I don't DC, but thank you for answering. That's great. Monsterson, hello. I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome. He says, hello, your custom figures are pretty cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Tonight we're not focusing on custom figures, but I do appreciate the compliment. It's very nice. Let's keep moving. I'm going to do this for a little bit longer. I'm hitting the 2-hour mark right now, so I'll probably go for another 20 minutes and then stop. Who else are we going to put in the back here, guys? So I'm thinking about doing Tombstone and Chameleon in the back next to the Superior Foes, probably. So what am I going to put in the middle here? This is going to be kind of like a 90s, more 90s section. So I think I'm going to put... I mean, Hydro Man's a good choice for the back because he looks so close to Sandman, and I don't want them to be kind of next to each other. It's kind of the same idea, right? Plus he would fill in a nice little gap, which I think would work. So I might start with Hydro Man back there. Too high. What do I have up here? Also too high, too low. How high is that? Too high by that much. Okay. Might have to just get creative here and do a stack. These are clear containers that I got off from, again, the dollar store. They were filled with paper clips. I think I can stack one more. I can. Okay, so in this regard, it sucks to give up 5 of those for one figure, but sometimes it just needs to be done. Especially because it will fit perfectly. Nice. All right. Kind of thinking maybe like lizard or something here, maybe. Or cardiac, maybe. Or jackal or Morbius. Maybe Morbius. Scorpion's another one I have to leave a bit of room for. He's got a kind of a unique thing going on too, right? This Morbius, I switched the heads out. I took the old Sandman Wave Morbius head and put it on the what's it called? Venom Pool. What is it? Venom Pool? Figure. I actually like that Morbius. I just don't like the hair. So I wanted to change it. So I feel like this works better. There's some good parts on this Morbius. Every time I pick it up, I always forget. Like, man, that's a nice torso. You can do a nice Daredevil Ghost Rider on that, and it would look pretty sick. I think you'd have to change out the sleeves and stuff, but still, the fact that it's all there is great. All right. Uses some Spider-Man UK body, which I like. I like that body. It's one of my faves. Oh, I got the new Bonebreaker wave this week. I never shared that with everybody. The X-Men Bonebreaker wave. I found it in the wild. Paid more than I wanted to for it, but I was wanting to have it for my reline, so. Oh, no, don't come crashing down. So as the display gets tighter and tighter, the likelihood of complete failure is it increases. See? So Goblin just went for a ride, which took Vulture for a ride, which took Octopus for a ride, which ultimately is just going to take everything for a ride because he's entangled in Leapfrog and both the symbiotes and almost Mysterio. So yeah, really great. How do I get a bit closer? I almost feel like I should glue that glider down. Just make sure it doesn't go for a fucking cruise. So again, guys, as you can see where this can get tricky is Sandman's arm is now interlinked with Mysterio's. And it's touching the Goblin glider too. So yeah, it's tricky to. I'm trying to get as much space as I can without. What am I trying to say? I don't even know what I'm fucking trying to say. Nothing. I'm not trying to say anything. Let's see if this high. And that would be blocking that Spider-Man mask. We don't want to do that. Why don't we do Rhino there? That way I don't have another big boy in the back. And I quite like this running pose for Rhino. I also love this Rhino. I did buy the new retro one as well because I'm doing an animated series Spider-Man shelf. So I'm going to use that new one on the animated series. But I love this head, this crazy open mouth head. And I actually think the color on this one is better. The new one is okay. The wash kind of looks like he is wearing like a gray sweatshirt that he sweat through. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Oh, that's going there for sure. So I don't love it, if I'm being real. I do appreciate that he has new hands, though. I like that. Oh, that's not gonna work. So the good thing about this guy is it's all about balance. And being as big as he is, he balances really, really well. I almost wonder if it would make more sense to have him running the other way, though. There we go. Oh, gonna have to watch that as well. Okay, we'll get that in place. And then we'll move him back to where he should be. And then we'll move him back to where he should be. Ooh. Let's take him down for a second. I don't want another spill. There we go. Beautiful. That looks really good. Nice. It's a good looking bunch. And that's good because that mask will then showcase nicely right there. Fuck yeah, I'm liking how this is looking. And then Craven is going to go up front. Oh, Aaron's telling stories. Good. Aaron says, fun story. Me and my friend wanted the first Marvel Legends Crimson Dynamo figure, but the figure was so expensive. And a couple of months ago, I found him in a random comic book store for $10. And he was mad. I mean, sweet. Are you talking about that old, like, Toy Biz one? Or are you talking about the Build-A-Figure one? Still, $10 regardless is good. And Aaron says, I want to get that What If Ultron figure. Yeah, man. That Ultron's looking pretty damn nice. Can't argue that one. Oh, shit. Yeah, I want that Ultron. I actually want most of the figures in the wave as well, so it kind of works, but the selling point is definitely Ultron for me. Like, I bought the whole wave because I was like, I'm going to want Ultron for sure, so, you know. Let's give him another weapon. I think I'll have, I can put, I'm going to give him his, either a machete or his hunting gun. So in here, I have more figures, as you can see. This is where I keep all my accessories currently. I am changing this, though. Where is his gun? What the fuck is this? A red sword? Okay, the red sword. This giant machete should work nicely. Let's do the machete. All right, so he's got a spear in one hand, a machete in the other. Maybe I can do something like this. There we go. That's imposing as shit. Cool. And then I'll put, I wonder if I can put, all right. Nice. Okay. Now I'm going to put something here to kind of hide some of that empty space. I also have this silver mane that's supposed to go with the superior foes, but I'm worried having him over here, he's not going to get noticed. I wonder if I could just put him. So in the comic books, Silvermane's head is stolen by the superior, I think it's by Shocker and Boomerang. And then they attach his head to an RV car so he can like drive around. And that's what this is from. It's RV reference. Silvermane RV. Oops. Overtry is trying to go for a run. It'd be nice to have him driving up on Armadillo's shoulders, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But it sure would be funny if I could. I think in the heat it'll probably fall off. So maybe I'll just stick a little flag on him and stick him over here next to Hammerhead, or put him right here to kind of block the space near Vulture's wings. And I got two old white dudes right next to each other. There we go. Or maybe just in the corner. He's not so stand out. That works better. And he's not directly next to Vulture. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. So I'm just gonna need something to kind of fill. There's this little gap here in the front that's gonna drive me bonkers. Got Lizard, Rhino. Yeah, that gap's kind of bugging me if I would do something with it. Maybe I put him down here doing some kind of like crouching pose and just put someone else behind him. Where's Jonah? Where's that fucking pesky J. Jonah Jameson? There he is. The perfect person to stand there doing nothing. Takes up minimal amount of space. I can stick him on a little thingy. Let's do that. It's like a pretty good spot for him too. in with all the classic bad guys. I do kind of consider him a classic Spider-Man villain, even though he's not a super villain. He spends most of his time trying to get rid of Spider-Man, so kind of works for me. Nice. There we go. Cool. And then Craven can do something like this. There we go. That makes way more sense. Beauty. Hell yeah, that looks sweet. And it closes, I hope. Fuck yeah. It does look a little airy down there, I'm not gonna lie though. I really love that. I wonder if I could fill some of that gap by raising his wing up a bit more. That might work. I think that actually will work. I quite like this Kraven the Hunter. I like it better than the first one we got. This is the 2-pack Black Suit Spider-Man one. And I like it. It's a bit more classic-esque. Still not fully classic, but it's good. I like it. Perfect. That utilizes that space very nicely. Cool. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Okay, we're at what? 217. Aaron says the first Crimson Dynamo figure. You got that for $10? Nice. That's not too bad. He's really small, but still cool though. Do you think they will give us a Whiplash comic version or a movie version? I don't think we'll get a movie version. I don't think that they'll be able to get the rights from what's his name? Mickey Rourke. So I don't think we'll get a comic or a movie version, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got a comic version. I would be, if I had to guess, I think we'll see it on that Iron Man retro card that we just saw Rhodey on. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it there because we got a Toy Biz Whiplash back in the day on that retro on that card, that Iron Man card. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it, to be honest. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to stop for now. I'm going to keep going later, but I think for the live session, I'll stop. I need to go take a little break, get some fresh air. So let's remove these. So as you can see, I made a nice little dent. Still got a nice gap in the middle there, but I still have lots of figures to fit in. I have a full section of Maximum Carnage to fit in there. Plus, I have like a couple big boys. I still have Lizard. I still have Kingpin and Scorpion, who will all be an interesting challenge to fit in there. So you guys won't get to see that madness, but sorry. So yeah, thank you guys very much for joining me. Please leave a comment below if you have any feedback to how to make these better. Let me know if the camera angles work. Yeah, so thank you guys very much. Again, please hit that like button if you haven't already. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I will not be on next Wednesday because I will be out of town, like I said, but I will be back the Wednesday after, and we'll continue this. And we'll continue to do this until I get through all, technically 17 shelves. There's 7 in each bookshelf, and then I have an extra 3 up there, which right now are currently only one of them is being used for figures, but all 3 of them will be used for figures moving forward. So lots to do. So I still got quite a bit of work. So see you guys next time. Please be safe out there. Thank you guys very much for all the love in the chat, and we'll talk soon. Peace, guys. Thanks.